We found a way to help with your 3 biggest pole vault problems: running through, inverting, and making the pole vault less expensive. How did we do that? Welcome to the Pole Vault Vlog. My name is Shawn Francis, and raise your hand if you like pole vault. And if you raised your hand while watching this video, take your other hand and give yourself a high five. Now, raise your hand for commercials. I try to create tools to help you pole vault higher. Check out the testimonials for the book I wrote, the Pole Vault Toolbox. Thank you. Oh, and we're really close to getting over the hump for the Pole Vault Initiative. If you don't remember what the Pole Vault Initiative is, I take $5 from everything sold on team-shoot.com. And when we reach $1,000, we donate $1,000 in poles to a pole vault program. The best part is I draw a name from anyone who's bought anything from my site, team-shoot.com, and the winner gets to choose what program gets the pole vault poles donation. Pretty awesome. Now, to help us get over the hump, we added sweatshirts to the repertoire. This is my favorite one. This is a light sleeve. I like this one a lot. We also have this thicker one, which is super warm, but my wife said I can't wear it anymore because yesterday I spilled some chili on it, and it's the only one I've got, so bummer. They have all the designs that are on the shirts, like the one hole jump, check your butt, plug, pole vault community, and the Team Hoot Zen, so all of them, they're all there. Grab one of each. They're on pre-order until November 21st, and I'm not sure if we're gonna keep any in stock after that, so get on it. I'm still trying to make that decision. Christmas presents. Okay, before we get into this, I made a video in the past about why flex numbers are more important than weight labels. Now, most people learn about the pole vault via the weight labels first, but in my opinion, learning the flex number is much more important and rarely gets talked about. You should watch that, so in one of these corners. But if you want the quick answer and you don't want to watch that video, say you have two 13-foot 150s. How do you know what one to jump on first? Flex numbers. The flex number will tell you what one to jump on first. I hope you guys can bear with me here, but I'm going to read a section from my book on page 42 here, how flex numbers are found. This is important. It'll all tie together, I promise you. The flex of a pole is found by hanging the pole at 2 certain points on either end of the pole. With a tape measure on the wall, someone measures the lowest sagging point in the pole. 5.2. A 15-pound weight is hung from the middle of the pole, and that lowest sagging point is measured. 25.1. The difference between the first number and the second number is the pole's flex number for that pole. On average, 1.0 in flex is roughly 5 pounds. 0.2 in flex is roughly 1 pound. Now that we know how to flex poles and how a pole is actually flexed, there's one giant problem. Now we're on 43, page 43. Every pole manufacturer flexes their poles differently. The weight that's pulling the pole down might be different, or the space is different between the anchor points. Or the entire system is different altogether. They might have a mechanical system. Who knows? Just all the systems that measure their flexes on their poles are different. And this is a huge problem because a 14-foot 15.0 on one brand of pole might be drastically different from a 15.0 on a different brand. And because of this, schools might be buying a very similar pole from 2 different manufacturers with drastically different flex numbers. Not cool. Also, imagine a vaulter thinking he or she is on one pole, but it's 10 pounds stiffer because it's a different brand. If you use the same poles like UCS, Gill, or Essex, this usually isn't an issue. But that's rarely the case with high school or poles. You're just trying to put a bunch of poles together with whatever you got. Now, one way around this is to flex your own poles and to find out where your holes are in your line. This way, the test is consistent on all your poles and you'll know where your gaps or duplicates in your system are. So John Ryland and I would like to present you with the Universal Flex System. So what is it? It's a pole flexing system you can do at home or at the track, at your pole vault shed, wherever you want. After you're done flexing all of your poles on your line, you'll know what order to put your poles in, how big of a jump it is between poles. Is it 5 pounds? Is it 10 pounds? Is it 15 pounds? You'll know. And you'll know where you have duplicates or gaps in your pole line so you can actually make a consistent, healthy pole line. You could go to a meet and go, hey, do you have a Universal Flex System number 8? Yeah, I do. Do you have a Universal Flex System number 12? Yeah, I do. Cool, let's pole vault. So when I got this in the mail from John, my dad took all of his high school poles, put them on top of his car, and drove them over to my house, and we flexed every single pole he had in my garage. All right, we're gonna flex some poles today. I'm here with my dad. And there were a few things we ironed out. Like it was actually really fun. Like he had a 12-foot 140 issue.
I have two 140 poles.
In 12-foot range, right?
12-foot range. And they have flex numbers that are opposite of what we just flexed.
And you put them in order by their flex number. And what we found was when we flexed them that, shoot, they were supposed to be in the other order. 17.4 versus 18.1. So that's why your kids have been struggling.
Yes.
Now we know. That's the power of this universal flex system. Let's do some more. This is kind of fun. We also moved poles around in a better order because he has a lot of Gill and UCS poles, and we were going based on the flex numbers again, or trial and error, which takes a long time and can be super sketchy. But now we know this pole needs to go here, and this pole needs to go here, and this one needs to go back over here, and we had a really good line. Now my dad has a rock solid pole vault line. Like the universal flex system helps create a good line of poles, or at least know what line you have so you can create a good line of poles. And by having a good line of poles, you'll have smoother transitions from pole to pole, which helps build trust in your pole line, so the coach has trust moving vaulters to poles, and the vaulter builds trust in the tools that they're using, their pole line. And because you're not going 5 pounds to 10 pounds, 5 pounds to 15 pounds and back and forth like that, it feels very consistent as you move up a pole. Fear of moving up a pole goes down. It can help prevent vaulters from running through in the pole vault. And as we've already talked about, it can help with inverting issues, because if you're trying to get on a pole that's too big or too fast for you, there are forces fighting and it makes it really hard. And knowing your pole line can save you money, because you'll know if you have duplicate poles. If they're so close, like a 0.1 difference, right? You go, it's almost the same pole. I think I could trade this out to somebody else and maybe get a pole that fills a gap in my line. Or sell it. You could sell that pole, make some money, buy a brand new one. That's the goal, is just to get a consistent line, because vaulters vault higher when they have a good line of poles. Simple. So that's what we've been up to. John and I have been working on this for what feels like over a year. The craziest part is John Ryland, who also makes the angle bars, is making every single one of these by hand. So we have pre-orders up on team-hoot.com right now, and it's gonna be first come, first serve. He'll get them out as fast as he can make them. We're just trying to make the pole vault a better place. We see these problems we don't like, and we're like, oh, the elites seem to flex their own poles. Earl Bell flexes his own poles. Why can't everyone flex their own poles? Now you can. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. Remember, as always, there's more than one way to pole vault. I mean it. I wrote it on the cover, right there. I'll see you in the next one. There's an analogy for this I think about all the time. Imagine going to the shoe store. You take your shoe off and you look at it and you go, oh, I'm a size 10. So you tell the shoe wizard or master or expert, hey, I need a size 10 in Asics, I need a size 10 in Adidas, and I need a size 10 in Vans. Cool. They run in the back of their little shoe museum and they come back with your new shoes. But what happens? What happens every time you do this? None of them freaking fit. You spend like 12 hours in the shoe store trying on all these different size shoes. Do I need a bigger shoe? Do I need a smaller shoe? It's frustrating, and it's a pain in the butt. And you know why it's frustrating? Because all these shoe companies use a different sizing system for your foot.